Okay, here we go. Just a reminder, we have our January Wellbeing Hour. Tomorrow is the last day of January, so we really encourage you to complete your wellness assessment and earn $100. And remember, your spouse is eligible too. And then let me pop up that waiver really quick so we have that. Great. Okay, let me go ahead and pin myself so everyone can see me. And let's get started. We're going to be mostly on the floor today, although I am going to show standing options and chair options. So we will be good to go. Just going to pull this out here. Let's go ahead, start like we always do, just getting some full body movements with some deep breath ins, bringing those arms up, and then exhaling, coming back down. Let's do that again. In and out 2 more times. In and out. Last time, here we go. In and out. Perfect. I'm just going to have you reach overhead, stretching that side body. Good. Just getting a little bit of movement before we get into some deeper stretches. One more each side. Great. Now I want you to reach across the body, get a little bit of rotation in to the torso. You got it. You'll kind of see that I'm rotating my foot. Perfect. Okay, let's do one more each side. And bring it on back. Okay, we're going to kind of focus on lower body today. So we're going to start standing. Feel free to do this as a balance challenge or grabbing onto a chair, wall, desk. But what we're going to do, starting with the quads, the front of our thighs. So what I want you to do is lift that leg up and behind you, grabbing the top of the foot. Now, I want you to stand up nice and tall. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to keep the knees in line with each other, not having it out to the side, just standing up nice and tall. Now, if this is feeling pretty good for you and you're getting a great stretch, I want you to stay here. But if you want a little bit of extra, we're going to kind of transition into a dancer's pose, so a yoga pose. What this looks like is I want you to bend at the hip. And then we're going to press the top of our foot into our hand. We're just getting a little bit more resistance. Now, you can continue to hang on to the chair, or you can bring that arm out in front of you just to test balance a little bit. Another option, having your hand on the chair, but then letting it float up a little bit and then bringing it back down. Let's take one more deep breath in. And then if you're in that dancer's pose, I want you to come all the way back up. And then everybody go ahead and release that leg. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Starting up nice and tall, we're bringing that leg back. If it's hard to grab the top of the foot, you can also grab your shin. And then standing up nice and tall, keeping those knees in line with each other. And then if you want a little bit more, bending at the hip, pressing the top of the foot against the hand. You can stay right here, float the hand, or bring the arm out in front of you. And if you come out of it like I just did, that's not a problem at all. You can just join us again when you're ready. And then inhale, if you're in that dancer's pose, stand all the way back up. Exhale, go ahead and release that leg. Next one we're going to do is we're going to take one leg out, keeping that leg straight. We're going to bring the heel on the ground, toe to the ceiling. And now I want you to keep the back nice and straight. And what we're going to do, again, bend at the hips. Now, you can stay just like this, or you can reach towards your toe, getting a little bit deeper stretch. What I don't want is you to put pressure anywhere around the knee on the straight leg. So if you're not able to touch the bottom of your shin or your toe, I want you to hold on to a chair, the table, a desk, a little. Now I have some really tight QLs, which is essentially my lower back towards the side. And so that I notice when I'm stretching my hamstrings and my calves, I'm also getting a really good stretch in my QLs or my lower back. So that's just an added bonus here. And then I want you to inhale and come all the way back up. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So keeping that leg straight, keeping the heel on the ground, toe to the ceiling, bending at the hip, hanging out right here. Or if you want a little bit deeper stretch, reaching for the bottom of the shin or the foot. Great. Let's take another deep breath in. And then exhale, come all the way up. Now, our next stretch is going to be inner thighs or our adductors. Going to show a couple of options here. The first option is facing the chair, taking a big step to the side, bending that knee, and then the opposite leg, you're feeling that stretch on the inner thigh. If you want a little bit deeper stretch, you can come all the way over, bringing the hands to the ground, that straight leg, bringing the toes up to the ceiling. So I want you to listen to your body. Everyone is going to be a little bit different here. Let's take another deep breath in. And then as we exhale, I want you to start transitioning to the other side. So if you're at the chair, I want you to go ahead and move to the other side. If you're on the ground, walk those hands over. And we're going to lift the toes on the other leg. We're going to be here for another breath. And then on that exhale, I want everybody to come up to center and standing all the way up, bringing the feet towards each other. We're going to go ahead and do some hip openers right now. So if you're going to be in the chair, I want you to sit towards the edge of the chair. If you're on your mat, come down onto your back. I'm going to show the chair version really quick, and then I'll show the floor version. So if you're in the chair, I want you to sit towards the edge of the chair, crossing that right leg over left, keeping that back nice and straight. And then I want you to bend at the hip, coming into a figure 4 position. If you're on the ground, we're doing that exact same thing. The only difference is we're going to lift that left leg towards you, grabbing behind that left leg and pulling it in towards the body. Wonderful. Now, if you're in the chair, on your next exhale, I want you to see if you can get a little bit deeper into the pose. If you're on the ground, I want you to release that left leg, and then what I want you to do is a rotation and bring the right foot to the floor. And if you're on the floor, come back to center, uncross those legs, bring both knees into the chest, rock side to side. If you're in your chair, I want you to sit all the way back up, bringing both feet to the floor. Great. If you're on the floor, put those feet on the floor. We're going to take that other ankle, cross it over. Same thing you do if you're in that chair, cross that other leg over. On the floor, pull that back leg in towards the body, and the chair straight back, bend at the hips. If you're in the chair, on your next exhale, see if you can fold forward a little bit more. If you're on the floor, release that leg and bring your foot flat on the floor. If you're on the floor, come back to center, uncross those legs, both knees into the chest, rocking side to side. In the chair, sit up nice and tall, placing both feet on the ground. On the floor, both feet are towards the ground. I want you to take that left knee into the chest, straighten that right leg down to the floor, and then I want you to bring the left leg across the body, coming into a spinal rotation. If you're in your chair, I want you to sit towards the edge of your chair, just like when we did our figure 4. I want you to take that left hand on the outside of the right thigh, lifting that chest and rotate. And then what I want you to do is with the right hand, grabbing behind you on the chair. That's just going to help you get deeper into the rotation. Let's take one more deep breath in. And then exhale, everybody come back to center. If you're on the floor, go ahead and do the other side. And then in the chair, we're going to put the right hand on the outside of the left leg, back hand onto the chair, chest lifted to rotate. And then another deep breath in. And then coming back to center on that exhale. If you're on the floor, bringing both knees into the chest, rocking side to side. If you're in the chair, join me with taking a couple of deep breaths in and out through the nose. Great. And then if you're on the floor, roll to the side and gently push yourself up. And then everyone is in a seated position. Let's take a deep breath in, bringing the arms overhead. I want you to grab one wrist and lean to the side. Coming back to center, grab the other wrist and lean to the other side. Great. Coming back up to center, releasing those arms, bringing them down. Let's do one more breath cycle. Inhaling, bringing the arms up. Exhale, bringing them down. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next week. Thank you so much.